I'm Laura Lee from Customer Success Team at Consulter Inc. Group. Last week, we discussed the hand washing program under 21 CFR 117 Subpart B, Current Good Manufacturing Practices, Section 117.10. This week, we'll discuss under the same section, focusing on the clothing and personal effect program requirements. Proper control of clothing and personal items in food handling areas is a critical regulatory requirement designed to prevent contamination from foreign materials, allergen, or harmful microorganism. Understanding and implementing these requirements help protect product integrity, reduce food safety risk, and ensure compliance during regulatory inspections or third-party audits. Consistent adherence to proper clothing and hygiene policies not only strengthens your organization's food safety culture, but also builds trust in customers by demonstrating a strong commitment to producing safe and high quality food products. By the way, this free training session is sponsored by Consultor Inc. Group, a compliance company founded in 2007, and we began by assisting businesses with US import and export compliance and have since evolved into global provider of food safety, quality, and certification support. Today, our services revolve around compliance management software, specialized training, and end-to-end support services that help organizations achieve and maintain compliance with international standards. Through our platform interlinkiq.com, we offer an integrated compliance management system that streamlines documentation, monitoring, and audit readiness. We also provide dedicated compliance and certification support programs for FSBP, PCQI, SQF, BRCGS, FSSC 22000, QMS or ISO 9001, GMP, and HACCP, helping businesses strengthen their regulatory compliance, enhance operational efficiency, and ensure alignment with global food safety and quality management standard. Let's review our training schedule. So this week, we'll focus on the requirements outlined in CGMP section 117.10. Our discussion will center on the clothing and personal effect programs. Gaining a clear understanding of these requirements is essential to achieving and sustaining your compliance with FDA's current good manufacturing practices. In today's session, we will begin by familiarizing ourselves with the clothing and personal effect program requirements. We'll start with a clear description of the requirements, followed by a walkthrough of the compliance action activities, which are scheduled tasks carried out on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and semi-annual basis to ensure ongoing certification readiness. We will also discuss the importance of the annual review and internal audit activities, which serve as the checkpoints to verify the effectiveness of the program and maintain continuous improvement. After this session, we'll open the floor for a Q&A session, giving you the opportunity to clarify any requirements and ask questions related to implementation. And if you have questions as we go through the presentation, feel free to type them in the chat box, and we'll make sure to address them during the discussion afterward. As part of this training, participant will receive free 90-day access to the CGMP compliance management software, a tool designed to streamline compliance activities, track corrective action, and maintain audit-ready documentation. Finally, upon completion of this training, each participant will receive a familiarization training certificate. To ensure you receive your certificate, please make sure that you have filled up the free certification familiarization training sign-up form that we shared in the chat box. On the screen, you will see a sample of the familiarization certification you receive upon completing each section. With that, let's move forward to our training session. We'll be working directly with the CGMP compliance management software. So let's start by going over the description of the clothing and personal effect program. Please take a look at the description on the screen. The requirements are outlined here to make implementation easier, and it says store clothing, personal items, and designated storage areas away from food handling, preparation, or cleaning zones to prevent potential contamination and maintain hygienic operation. You may update or edit description as needed to reflect revision when new version or edition are released. To implement the program stated in the description tab, we've developed a list of action items located under the compliance tab. So this feature helps the QA manager or supervisor stay organized in scheduling tasks based on the required frequency, whether it's daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, or semi-annually. So here are some of the examples of the compliance action items to comply with the clothing and personal effect program. For your daily action item, these may include verify personal items are stored properly, ensure no bags, jacket, phones, or other belongings are in production or cleaning areas. Inspect employee locker and storage areas for cleanliness and organization. Confirm designated storage areas like lockers, shelves, cubbies are clearly labeled and used only for personal belongings. You have to conduct visuals check during shift changes to ensure no personal items are left in work zones. Ensure employees remove outerwear, jackets, street clothes before entering production zones. Monitor compliance during GMP walkthroughs or pre-operational inspections. Reinforce compliance reminder in daily startup meetings or briefings. Check for contamination risks like drop personal items, open lockers near food. Now for your weekly action item, you have to inspect and clean locker rooms and changing areas to maintain sanitary conditions. Verify signage and labeling of designated storage and personal effects areas. Review weekly GMP checklist for findings related to personal belongings. Verify hand washing and gowning station are available and functioning before entering food zones. Audit adherence to uniform and clothing change protocols. Now, for your quarterly, conduct a formal GMP inspection focusing on personal hygiene and personal belongings management. Review and update training materials related to clothing, personal effect, and locker area hygiene. Assess adequacy of designated storage facilities. Ensure enough space and lockers for all shifts, and verify that corrective action from previous inspection like misplaced personal items are completed. Now for biannually or semi-annual, you have to conduct refresher training for all employees on proper personal item storage and contamination prevention, evaluate locker, maintenance program, clean, repair, or replace damaged lockers or storage furniture, Inspect the facility layout to ensure separation between personal storage and production zones remain effective. Now, these action items are aligned with industry's best practices. You may either add your own compliance activities or have our team preload the required tasks to help ensure full compliance with the requirements under this section. Now, to complete this action, we provided work instruction and detailed compliance activities in the instruction section, along with the required artifacts or records to document completion. This instruction serves as your guide on how to complete each action item. Now, for example, let's focus on one specific action item, the requirement that states verify personal items are stored properly, ensure no bags, jacket, phones, or other belongings are in production or cleaning areas. Now, to complete this action item, let's click the corresponding work instruction here. So here are the steps that you need to perform. Step one, you have to conduct routine area inspection. So you have to perform daily or shift-based inspection of production and cleaning areas to verify that no personal items like bags, jacket, phones, food, etc. are present. Ensure that personal belongings are stored in designated lockers or changing areas, and the artifacts or records that you need for this step is a daily area inspection checklist, non-conformance or deviation report if it's applicable. Step two is review and enforce designated storage policies. So you have to verify that clear signage and designated locker or storage areas are provided for personal items. Ensure employees comply with posted policies on personal effects. For the records, locker assignment list or map, facility layout showing designated storage areas, policy acknowledgement form. Third is observe employee compliance during operation. You have to conduct a random spot check to confirm employees do not carry personal effect into production or sanitation zones. Reinforce compliance through on-the-spot reminders or restraining. For the records, observant logs or coaching or retraining records if it's non-compliance observed. Fourth is audit locker in changing areas. So you have to periodically inspect locker rooms or changing areas for cleanliness, security, and organization. Confirm that personal items are properly contained and do not pose contamination risk. For the artifacts, locker audit checklist, sanitation, or housekeeping records. Now, lastly, is to review non-compliance and implement corrective action. So you have to investigate instances of personal item violation and implementation corrective or preventive action. Communicate findings during shift meetings or toolbox talks. For the records, CAPA report or meeting minutes or communication log. Now, to comply with this requirement, you need to upload evidence to compliance in this case. So we have uploaded the clothing personal effect monitoring record. So this record demonstrate that the facility is enforcing its clothing and personal effect program in compliance with CGMP 21 CFR 117.10. Routine inspection were conducted in production areas to ensure personal items such as bags, jacket, drinks, and phones were not present where they could contaminate products. Minor non-compliances were identified during a water bottle left in the mixing area and a jacket found in the packaging area. So these issues were corrected immediately, and responsible employees were reminded of GMP requirements, and the record will also show supervisory review and verification confirming that the record also shows that the supervisory review and verification confirming that corrective actions were taken and that the program is actively maintained. Now we've performed the activities and completed the supporting records. So your compliance status will update from no to yes. So your goal is to perform all compliance activities according to their scheduled frequency to ensure that your facility, processes, and documentation remain fully audit ready. So once again, these are simply example of compliance best practices that you can adopt in your facility. And you may also customize or develop your own action items tailored to your specific processes. Next, let's go over to the annual review tab, which also serve as your gap assessment tool. So this tab is designed as an internal audit checklist in the form of a questionnaire. So aligned with the 21 CFR 117 requirement, it lists all required annual review items to help maintain compliance with the certification requirements. So here, you'll find all the annual review items that should be reviewed to maintain compliance. So here are the examples. Are personal belongings stored only in designated locker or storage areas? Are storage areas for personal items located away from food handling, preparation, or cleaning zones? Are all lockers and personal storage spaces clean, well maintained, and free from pest or debris? Are employees prohibited from bringing personal items like phone, bag, jewelry into production areas? Are the visual controls or signage clearly identifying personal storage areas? Are lockers and changing areas adequately sized for all personnel on each shift? Are damaged or broken lockers repaired or replaced promptly? Are locker rooms and changing areas included in the sanitation schedule? Is there physical separation between locker or changing areas and food handling zone? Are locker rooms adequately ventilated and illuminated to maintain hygiene? Are employees trained on the proper storage of personal belongings and GMP hygiene expectation? Do employees consistently remove outer garments and accessories before entering food areas? Are GMP audits conducted to verify that no personal effects are left in work areas? Are personal items like medicine, food, drinks prohibited in the production zones? Are corrective action taken immediately if personal items are found in restricted areas? Are lockers inspections and cleaning logs maintained and reviewed regularly? Are training attendance records for GMP hygiene, including personal belongings, current and complete? Is there a documented procedure outlining where and how personal belongings must be stored? Are internal audits or GMP inspection covering personal effect conducted at least annually? Are findings from previous inspection or audit related to personal belongings resolved and verified for closure? So just like in the compliance tab, you can add your work instruction or compliance activities to comply with the requirements and specify the artifacts or forms that will serve as evidence of compliance. Now, for example, to complete the audit checklist, are all lockers and personal storage spaces clean, well maintained, and free from pest or work debris? Now let's check the work instruction as part of your verification. Now to complete the annual review item, you need to first inspect cleanliness and condition. Now you have to perform routine inspection of lockers, shelves, and cubies to confirm they are clean, sanitary, and free from debris, dust, or pest. Verify the surfaces are intact, not rusted, broken, or damaged. Now, for the artifacts or record, you'll need locker inspection checklist, observation logs, photos of storage condition. Now, second is to perform cleaning and sanitation. So you have to clean and sanitize all personal storage areas on a scheduled basis. Ensure cleaning practices meet facility SOPs and CGMP requirements. Now, for the record, cleaning scheduled and logs, sanitation verification checklist. Third is to monitor maintenance and repairs. So you have to identify the damaged or non-functional lockers, arrange for repair or replacement, and track completed maintenance activities to ensure storage spaces remain safe and functional. Now, for the artifacts or record, maintenance or repair logs, CAPA documentation if it's applicable. Now, fourth is conduct pest control checks. Check lockers and surrounding storage areas for sign of pests like insects or rodents. And take immediate corrective action if detected. Coordinate with facility pest control programs as needed. Now, for the artifacts, pest inspection logs, corrective action reports. Now, lastly, is to review compliance trends and improve program. Analyze inspection and maintain records over time to identify recurring cleanliness or maintenance issues. Update SOPs, cleaning schedules, or training to maintain compliance. Now, for the artifacts, trend analysis reports, update SOPs or training materials, and CAPA documentation. Now, to provide evidence of the compliance of this annual review item, you may upload the locker personal storage area inspection record. Now, these records demonstrate that the facility conducts routine inspection of employee locker and personal storage area to ensure compliance with CGMP requirements under 21 CFR 117.10. The inspection confirmed that the lockers are kept clean, organized, and free from debris, rust, pests, and any items that could pose a contamination risk. So during the inspection, minor issues were identified, such as food wrappers left inside a locker and evidence of ants near a locker area. So these findings were addressed immediately by removing the unauthorized items, cleaning and sanitizing the affected areas, and notifying pest control for treatment. And the record also shows that the inspection are documented by the assigned inspector and reviewed by the supervisor, demonstrating active oversight and commitment to maintaining hygiene standard within the facility. Now, again, your goal is to complete all these review items to keep your site fully prepared for both internal and external audits to compliance to 21 CFR 117. Now, finishing this checklist confirms your compliance and ensure your audit ready at all times.